are watching SLU-TV, St. Louis University, Channel 22. Now, Brent Carney, Courtney Brown, Cathy Kelley, health reporter John Castelli, lead forecaster Ashley Colgin, and sports director Clayton Bury. This is SLU News 22.
Hello SLU, I'm Sharee Brown.
And I'm John Castelli. Last week's firing of basketball head coach Brad Soderberg sent a buzz throughout campus. Find out if SLU is planning something big, or rather someone big, for his replacement. And last semester's wave of robberies in the village have students and staff pointing the finger at each other.
But first, tonight's top story. Blacksburg, Virginia and the campus of Virginia Tech attracted the attention of the whole country last Monday morning. By the day's end, America was a nation in mourning. 32 students and professors were killed and another 29 were injured in the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. The lone gunman was Swing Hui Cho, a South Korean national and senior English student. At 7:15 a.m., Cho gunned down 2 students in West Ambler Johnson Hall, a dormitory. School officials, believing that the shootings were an isolated case, did not cancel classes. Cho reappeared at Norris Hall 2 hours later, and after chaining the doors shut to the Engineering, Science, and Mechanics building, he went to the second floor and began to shoot, killing students and faculty in 4 different classrooms and the hallway.
The sadness and confusion from the horrific events at Virginia Tech hit especially hard at college campuses across the country. SLU urged a hurting and confused community to band together, and on Wednesday they responded.
A maroon and orange-clad congregation filled the pews at SLU's College Church just 2 days after the tragedy at Virginia Tech. Indeed, the Virginia Tech community is not alone as they mourn the tragic shootings of April 16th. Christina Kimmerly, president of the St. Louis area Virginia Tech Alumni Chapter and St. Louis University Campus Ministry, held a memorial service where Hokies and Billikens united to share their grief and offer prayers and condolences. A candle flickered for each victim as Kimmerly read the names of those who were killed on April 16th. Too soon and with no warning, their lives were ended. In the wake of last Monday's tragedy, SLU continues to pray for a Hokie nation. For SLU News 22, I'm Courtney Brown.
President Lawrence Biondi told the assembled crowd, quote, "Tonight we open our arms to all those who mourn. We open our hearts to all those who are in pain. We open our doors to shelter you from the raging wind and storm as we ask for God's presence in our first steps to healing and forgiveness."
Now Rebecca Baggett is here to give us our first look at the news forecast.
Thank you, Sharee. Well, we've had an absolutely wonderful week of weather, sunshine abound, and people outside enjoying the weather, but unfortunately all good things must come to an end as we have severe weather making its way into the St. Louis region for the next couple days. There's a few storms popping up now, and on this graphic here you can see there's a stationary front right above the St. Louis region. There'll be storms popping up along that front, but the main threat is along the dry line, which is associated with that low pressure system, and that's where most of the severe weather is going to be. And as you can see here on this graphic, this is the monthly average of tornadoes, and that circle at the bottom, April is pretty heavy with tornadoes, but May, which is the next month that we're getting into, the threat for tornadoes increases immensely, and then June is still another month to worry about. And the thing definitely to worry about is 70% of the average tornadoes actually occur between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. So you think thunderstorms might happen in the day, tornadoes happen in the day, but most of them actually occur at nighttime. So what's the difference between a watch and a warning, and why is a severe thunderstorm any different from a regular thunderstorm? Well, a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch means that conditions are actually favorable for a severe thunderstorm or a tornado to form, and you're going to want to stay informed of any weather changes in your area. And a severe thunderstorm or a tornado warning means that the weather is occurring now, a tornado is occurring now, or a severe thunderstorm is occurring now, and you must take cover immediately. And the conditions for a severe thunderstorm are winds that are greater than 58 miles per hour, hail larger than 3/4 of an inch, or a formation of a tornado. And so what can you do to stay safe on campus if a warning or a watch is issued on campus? Well, you're going to want to go into an interior building. If you're in a building, stay in that building, but you're going to want to go to the bottom floors and stay away from any windows. And especially in the BSC, you've got that huge wall of windows. You're going to want to stay away from that. So try to find an interior room, a hallway, a basement, or a stairwell. And if you're outside, try to get to the first building that you can get to and do the same thing. Interior room, hallway, stairwell, bathroom, whatever you can do. But wherever you take cover, make sure that you cover your head. That's very important. But so for tonight, we've got 58 degrees. That rain's going to start heading in. Heavy, very heavy at times. We could see a couple areas with small stream flooding here and there. And those thunderstorms are possible, and those will be heading in the overnight hours, lasting through around Wednesday. And the winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Later in the program, we'll have Ashley Colgin and Kelly Hauber with the complete forecast and more on that severe weather threat.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Well, coming up after the break, an investigative report that you won't want to miss.
Find out if your security on campus is jeopardized even when your doors are locked after the break. And here's John Castelli with the health report.
Thanks, Sharee. Herman Stadium was packed Saturday night, but not for a sporting event. Relay for Life kicked off at 6 p.m., running until the following morning at 6 a.m. Relay for Life is a major fundraising event of the American Cancer Society. The proceeds support cancer patients, their family, and the general public in fighting the disease that is expected to claim the lives of almost 560,000 Americans this year. And I had the privilege of attending this year's event as a team captain.
Hope is the reason we are here. It is the resounding echo that moves the walls of our hearts and challenges us to join each other and take up the fight against that which has caused so much pain, but has also given us insight into the meaning of life.
The Relay for Life Luminaria ceremony gives one of the most prominent messages of hope. For the fourth time in as many years, SLU lit candles to honor cancer patients, survivors, and those who have perished due to the disease.
For anyone battling cancer who comes to a Relay for Life event, especially this Luminaria ceremony, they are going to see all these people who are here to help them, that want to help them, and we are not going to stop until they have been helped and we've got them what they need.
This hope stems from the more than 130 teams raising money for cancer research, advocacy, support services, and education. Participants walk around the track, greet friends at various campsites, and enjoy entertainment, all while keeping in mind the reason they are present.
Just hanging out on my team. We had a bake sale, watching the different dancers, things like that. Just hanging out, having a great time, relaying with my friends.
Relay for Life has grown steadily over the past 4 years, becoming one of the nation's largest events.
Our first year, it was a smaller event because it was new and not a whole lot of people were familiar with the idea of the Relay for Life. And I believe the first year we had 77 teams, and this year we have over 130 teams, and so it's definitely just growing, and the event just gets bigger and bigger, and we fundraise more and more each year, and just becomes even more awesome.
The duration of Relay for Life symbolizes the battle of a cancer patient. Darkness fills the stadium. Then hope emerges with the sun. Participants leave feeling tired, but strangely energized. In the end, $186,495 were raised with 1,389 total participants. Sharee?
You probably know that the village apartment burglaries that took place over spring break, but you probably don't know all the details of the night it happened. SLU News 22 reporter John Castelli investigates.
Saturday, March 10th. Most students are beginning their spring break, but some awake instead to a break-in. Sometime between the night of Friday, March 9th and Saturday morning, March 10th, 6 village apartments are burglarized. Items stolen include laptops, video game systems, an iPod, cameras, and cash. Director of Public Safety Jack Titoni feels it is likely a visitor to the campus or another student is responsible. Titoni also believes student negligence allowed the crimes to occur.
Almost 10 days we checked the doors on all 3 watches from days, afternoons to nights, and we were finding quite a few of the doors left insecure, even in the middle of the night when students were left in there sleeping.
In fact, DPS reports over 700 village doors as unlocked during that investigation. SLU News 22 conducted its own investigation of the village after the return from spring break, but our results cannot compare to those obtained by DPS because public safety also included those apartments that were unlocked but also occupied during the day in their total. Out of 30 random apartments scattered among the various buildings, we found that only 5 reported that they didn't lock their doors all the time when both sleeping and leaving. Not everyone believes the break-ins could have all been prevented. Housing and Residence Life staff member Dominic Richardson was working at Marquette East desk the night they occurred. He claims a Wayland security guard entered Marquette East, staying there for an hour and 15 minutes. During that time, the guard allegedly made false claims he was a supervisor, and after returning to his post at Marquette West, the guard left the desk before the 6 a.m. student desk worker arrived. When the desk worker did arrive, the village lockout keys were in disarray.
Knowing that we have a Wayland security guard who's pretending to be a supervisor and abandoning their post and having the keys all out of order in the same night at the same time, and the robberies taking place at the same time, to fail to explore that option is to fail the students.
It is unlikely that this Wayland security guard committed the crimes, even if he had accomplices, says Director Titoni. However, some students whose property was stolen insist they locked their doors the night of March 9th.
Always?
Always. Are you sure?
Positive. We've gone out that night and we got back pretty early in the morning. We're all tired. And I guess each one of us thought the other person locked the doors.
Some students weren't completely certain whether they locked their doors, but said it was very likely they did.
I mean, the morning that it happened, I was kind of in a rush because I needed to catch the people that I was going with on the trip, and I just wanted to get it taken care of, and so I just said that it had been unlocked, and just that they could get the report going.
It is Director Titoni's experience that in cases like these, the suspect or suspects are usually caught. He believes it is only a matter of time before someone remembers something from that night that may be helpful. The Department of Public Safety also offers several tips for avoiding on-campus burglary. Always lock your doors when leaving your room or apartment and when sleeping at night. Remember that even though you might trust your neighbors, you should not trust their visitors. If you remember anything suspicious from March 9th to March 10th, call DPS or submit an anonymous tip via their website. John Castelli, SLU News 22. Well, the weekend was definitely nice.
Yes, it really was, but I think for the rest of this week we'll have thunderstorms and a lot of rain.
Watch out.
Yeah. Well, next we'll have the report from our weather forecasters, Ashley Colgin and Kelly Hopper.